Welcome to the sections. I introduce myself. I am Dr. B. Poornima Sethupathi, Assistant Professor in History, Fatima College, Madurai. In this regard, I want to start with my session, what is human rights? It's a basic rights. It's a right for everyone, and as the right, whether we are humans, we have to some responsibility to protect our human rights from other people. So, in detail, we have seen about what is human rights. So, the three things I have to ask to everyone. We are human beings, and what does it mean to be a human being? And who are human beings different from other living beings? So, as a human, we have to respect each other. So, that was the thing. Everyone, the human beings are equal to everyone. So, that is a human. And the human being have to respect each other. They have to talk the rights, they have to talk equality, they have to respect. Everything is related with one word, that is social equality, emotionally equality. Physically they were equality. Physically in the sense the women's and Dalits, those who are the marginalized sector people, everyone is a human being. They have to be protected. And then how are human beings different from other living beings? We have some emotions, we have love, we have care, and we have respect, and we have talked about the equality. But so far we have seen this from the animals as well as the birds also. Every caring of mom will see as a bird and animals and everything. They have, the nature is like that. Creation of God, everyone is equal. So that is the thing, the God has created the world. So in the aspect, the human being have to be respected by everyone. So, what are the human rights for all? Why we talked about human rights? So, the human rights to be freedom, rest, justice, love, rule of law, peace, prosperity and dignity at last. Everything is the one word, that is social equality. So, that was the thing, the human rights for all. Everyone have to speak. Everyone have the right to take authority. Everyone have the right to take authority in the sense we have the decision makers. We have taken authority. That we have a rights. So that was an example I am saying. So we have the freedom. Trust everyone. And justice. Everyone should be justice, not injustice. We cannot against to the justice. And love and care. That was the one word we have said that every human being have this love. So in love, in the sense we have automatically by nature we have the right, and we have the right to protect everyone. And then peace. Peace is also to restore. The country could not be doing any violence at all. And Gandhiji and thought and Buddhism, Jainism, Christianity, every religion, they talk about the peace and prosperity in the world. We have pray for the peace and prosperity. And every human being have to protect their own life. And then dignity. Human dignity is also very important. But sometimes the discrimination may happen. The human dignity is something else was being done. So that is also very, very important. At laws, not but peace. That is equality is important thing to be protect the human rights. Okay. So next one is the terms of life, science, humans or primates of the family of Homo sapiens. That means we have talked about the anthropology. Human beings have a different skulls. Human beings have different language. Human beings have different diversity. And India is also the best example because we are following unity and diversity. So that is a thing. The human beings also been there. And the human history has been described as civilized living beings. So we are the civilized people, we are not barbarians. Once the civilization being happened all over the world, especially the Egyptian civilization, Mesopotamian civilization, Indian civilization, Chinese civilization, Egyptian civilization, every civilization shows their own culture, their own ethnic. But in the aspect, they want to give the progress of the development. And then the easy way of human being to be attacked, that is communication. And also the human being is also respect the communication. It is also to be interaction with the people's humans history. That is also very, very important. So that is the thing we live in the organized society. Without any rules and regulation, we cannot live organized society. We consider as a barbarian. So that is what the human rights speaks about the world. So next one is the political side. The human beings have been defined as those social, political living beings who develop the system through which the human society would function in an organized and lawful manner. Every system has been maintained. For example, Indian Constitution was being framed, adapted in the year 1949, November 26, but was it being under frame by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in 1950, January 26. So we recognized as Republic Day. Every year we celebrated the Republic Year. And then along with that, they talked about the right for the Dalit, right for the human being, and right for the those times they used as untouchable. But apart from that, B.R. Ambedkar or the appreciations, they cancelize the untouchables. They consider as a scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Those people is also respected to everyone. For example, I am telling. So according to that, UDHR being broke out after the human rights being passed. And next one is, what do right means? So human being, you know what is meant by human. Human is different and rights is different. But both the word comparing together, the human rights is played a major role to communicate and recognized by the state and to unite the world. So that is the human rights. So what are the rights? The rights are those claims and demands of an individual or group of individuals to good life which are accepted by the community or society or essential for common good and recognized by the society. In other words, the rights are those essential factors which human life cannot sustain. So without rights, human cannot sustain. We cannot give the right to everyone, because child has a right, Dalit has a right, and women has a right. Even all the marginalized people, they have a right. Refugees have a rights. Everyone has a right. So rights is very important part to play a major role. And the next one is, what are human rights? So we are into the subject now. So the human rights as the term is most commonly used, or basic entitlements bestowed upon each and every human being by virtue of birth. For example, as a human being, it is our birthright that all of us should be given equal treatment and should not be discriminated on any account due difference of religion, caste, class, color, gender or anything else, either by the state or the society or community of the family matter. So everyone has a basic right, that means the birthright we having. After that, as we grow, as a mature or adult, we have to respect and treat everyone and not should be discriminated anyone. They may be in our religion, they may be different caste, there may be a different classes, different color, different gender. So that we have to respect each and everyone. And next one is nature of rights. So generally we have certain rights. The one is human rights are essential and necessary. So that was the main thing. Another one is human rights or support and advocate the human dignity. Human rights are essential and human rights are universal. And human rights are dynamic. So this is the basic nature of our human rights. And what are the need for the Charter of Human Rights? So human rights adopted by every world or every country, and world over they were being recognized. So it is called as universe, and the states and societies also respected to the human rights. So they having certain charters. So first charter deals with assure equal human rights for all human beings and promote the idea of peaceful coexistence within the country among the various countries of the world. Apart from, we have to protect and acknowledge our rights. Everyone should gratitude our rights, because everyone have to protect and everyone have to acknowledge our rights. That only they have to promote the ideas of peaceful coexistence in the country. And another one is encouragement the government to make policies and laws of fulfillments of human rights, and want to establish a peaceful environment for the development of human life and harmonious existence of all mankind, and promote human rights above all national and international politics and discriminatory government decisions. And last but not least, the Human Rights Charter values of respect of human rights among the victorious nations of war, so as to focus on environmental issues. Next one is what are the historical perspectives? So the history students and everyone should know how the human rights being have some evolution of the rights. So by birth we have a rights, though the civilization we have a rights, and civilization itself they talked about the people's status and everything, social status and everything. And then we have semi-urban and then rulers, and the country has been divided all over the world, ancient, medieval and modern. So ancient, medieval and modern, in modern days, they talked about the human right. They have to respect, after the world war broke out, the human has to be protect and serve from the war. So the innocent peoples is also killed and murder and genocide. So that is also illegal. So that the illegal process. So that only the UNO, after the United Nations being formed, they adapted UDHR, that means Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It was adapted in the year December 10th, 1948. The human rights influenced the laws of Greek and Roman society. So the first people, those who you know about the history, the Greek is the first people to study about the historical writing. So the historiography broke out. So it is also called the Greco-Roman society. After that, that is also they talked about the influence of the people, as well as the center of Buddhism, Christianity, Confucianism and Hinduism, Islam and Judaism is also talked about the people's rights. In that religion, especially they specified with respect the people, give the equality to the people. That is the main thing. And moral codes and equitableness, righteousness and self-respect is also very essential parts of the human rights. In generation to generation, they talked about the oral history. Once they want to be recording the history, the human rights broke out the world. And the British government is the first person to establish this human rights to the world, especially the King John issued the Magna Carta, that means a royal order being published. Under that, they legitimate the human rights. We have the legal right for the human rights. And this was the Magna Carta I have taken from the net source. In this Magna Carta, they talked about human liberty as well as the human life, and human have to be equally respected each other. So this was the thing. And another one is the French Declaration. French Declaration of the Rights, especially they talked about the rights of men and citizens. 1789 challenged the sovereignty of the aristocracy and recognized the liberty, equality and fraternity of the individuals. And then we talked about the UDHR. Finally, we came back with the UDHR. It's an essential part in the modern period, especially UDHR initiative only, we talked about the human rights now. So it played a major work about the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, was being framed by the member of the Human Rights Commission, adopted by United Nations General Assembly formed in 1948 by the members of United Nations. It is also included by India also, because India is also one of the member in the United Nations. So that in consider the UDHR is also including the Indian country. And it is a proclamation of the basic to base new world order, so that took place in the World War, and 2 is not repeated Roosevelt as a chairperson. So it is not repeated. So the Third World War is no more. After that, the Cold War only broke out. It is not a direct war, it is an indirect war. That is also resolution was given by this UDHR Human Rights Commission. And then, so the UDHR covers the two broad sets of rights. One is civil rights and political rights. The other sets of the rights is socio-economic and cultural rights. So the world over, they are looking upon these two rights and to protect the world. And this, last but not least, I want to conclude my part. Both the sets of rights must be protected as a foundation of freedom, justice, peace in the world. So that only we have to protect our human rights. Thank you.